My point is that most inventors in the world were men. From the 21st century, there were 50 men inventors and only 21 female inventors. So what do you have to say about that? Why are men the ones who are stronger? Yeah, and also, Mr. Speaker, they talked about mentality. If female are mentally not able to do things, why are they here fighting for their rights? I mean, they have to fight, but now men are missing out on such things. For example, people say that females are getting molested outside, assaulted. Well, let me tell you the sad reality. Men are also being molested. Well, it's the truth. And women, and also you're saying women are mentally strong and they're good. Let me tell you something. In Machakos, on 21st July last year, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the time.
Thank you, Honorable Nahid, for your great points. Now we pass it to the proposing side. Honorable Abdurrahman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this amazing opportunity to represent, to debate on the motion that states principle of gender equality and equity should be promoted for a just society. And to begin with, I'd like to emphasize on something Honorable Nahil said. They have to fight. If equity is already there, why do they have to fight for it? If equity is Another thing Honorable Nahil also said, men were the ones who invented most of the stuff until the 21st century. Why do you think that is? Why, if the women were given education they deserve, if they were given the chances they deserve, the women would have been better inventors. And that's an obvious thing. And now, I'd like to go to Honorable Ibrahim. And now I'd like to go to Honorable Ibrahim, who said that men are the ones who provide for everything. And that's true. But have you ever wondered what happens to those kids whose fathers run away out of nowhere for no good reason, because of fright, because of fear, while their mothers have to stand there and provide? Ladies and gentlemen of the House, and he also stated that they are drug addicts. They are boys who are drug addicts. True. What about the women who are drug addicts because of those men? There are people all over the world who are being ruined. Why would you only look at one single side? I mean, of course, we have a constitution that enables gender equality. But what good is a constitution if no one is there to enable it? If no one is there to take care of that, to make sure that everyone is treated equally? I'd like to speak on leadership for my first point. And in leadership, I'd like to talk about my personal idol, who is Malala, a lady who fought for the education of every single woman. In October 2012, in October 9th, 2012, she was shot thrice. And what was her crime for? Trying to fight, trying to be the voice of reason for every other girl in the world. While every other person will look at their own, every other person will look at their personal gains, at their personal interests, she fought. And that's why women are suited to be leaders. That's why we need to give them the education. Women are empathetic, they're nurturing. Most of you love your mothers more than your fathers. And I'd like to go to one point in a religious view. The Prophet said,
Thank you, Honorable Abdurrahman, for your great points. Now it's time for objections. We are starting with the opposing side. Honorable Hashim.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know there's something that I'm wondering, if you're a good Muslim, is that you're letting people in your house to lie. Please, my friend. Please, Honorable Abdurrahman. In the 21st century, the rights of girls aren't fought these days, in the 21st century. Instead, they're looking for empowerment. They're looking to overpower men. This is not called equality, my friend. So, when we talk about favorism, men are discriminated. Men, we are now facing child labor. You remember in 2019, around August there was a stand of the boy-child struggle. And where did it go? All of a sudden it disappeared, because what? It's the 21st century. And in the 21st century is where they're not fighting for equality, and instead they're fighting for empowerment of women. This is not right, my friend. And in Kenya as well, we have seen it. In Kenya as well, we have seen it. Most men are running away from their wife. You talked about wives standing for their children because men ran away. No, look at the sad truth. Women are stabbing their men. Wives are killing people. This is not right. Mr. Speaker, when you talk about the leadership position, that was given the chance to a female gender, it was given in 1482 that Queen Isabella of Norway waged more than 10,000 brutalities because of war. And who is that? A woman. It's a woman after all. So please look again and see that men, we still need the equilibrium. Don't tell us we're equal, my friend.
Let's see if the proposing side has some objection. Honorable Suleiman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, to object, my friends, my fellow MPs are talking about men being strong. And you also talked about drug addicts. Men are drug addicts. Why aren't you helping them? If you're saying men are strong and they're drug addicts, why do you call men strong and they can... You say, wait, men can help themselves if they're strong. You call men strong, they can't help themselves. Why? Women are drug addicts. I agree. Let's say, okay, they can't help themselves. But men, you talk about them being strong mentally, physically, all. But why can't they help themselves being drug addicts? Since I talked about in pairs, since everything created comes in pairs, one comes from another or before the other, one comes on another or before the other. One is not superior to the other, one is not the derivative of the other. The women is not for the purpose of the men. Instead, they are rather both created for the mutual benefit of each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Suleiman. Let's now pass it back to the opposing side. Honorable Nahil.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, again. So first of all, you're saying that men are strong and that if we are drug addicts, we should help ourselves. Let me tell you something, the sad reality, and it has been proved. Well, men have emotions too. And when a man tries to tell someone his emotions, he's called a coward. He's called that, oh, you're not strong. Men act like they're strong, but they have emotions too. They feel things too.
Yes. That's what
Now, over here, I have proof. I always come with proof. That's the good, bright side. Now, it says here that women are physically not designed like men, and they often try to act like men. So,
Order.
as I was saying, women often try to act like men. This sometimes may lead to risk of behavior such as smoking and drinking. For example, just recently, there were some politicians who had gathered up, and most of the politicians were ladies who are drinking and smoking. I wish I had brought the article, but I will come to that later, and maybe I can talk to the speaker in person. And this leads to heart diseases. So please, before saying something, men also have emotions, and they should also be seen too. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nahil, for your wonderful points. We have an objection from the proposing side. Honorable Abdurrahman.
Mr. Speaker, thank you again for this opportunity. And first of all, I'd like to go to Honorable Hashim. He says, wives killing husband, even though I see no proof. Though right in my hand, I have proof of a 25-year-old man killing his wife, who's 30, by stabbing her 15 times. He also said that we are equal. If we are equal, why are we here? Why are we having this debate right now? Equality would have already been achieved. None of this would have been a point. Okay. And back to Honorable Nahil. He says that men have emotions as well. And that's true. Men have emotions. Women have them as well. But we don't want to consider theirs. We don't want to consider their rights being taken. We want to sit there whining that our rights are taken. Well, every day, every boy child gets to go to school, gets to come back home to a well-cooked meal, and may I remind you, which is mostly made by women. Yes. The women at the houses, the mothers. Why? In a hadith it says, Jannah or paradise is under the feet of the mother. Wow. Why is it Gentlemen, I'd like to take us back to one more point on the education sector. In a hadith it also says, طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ فَرِيدَةٌ عَلَى كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ وَمُسْلِمَةٍ. Education is a right to every man and to every woman. No matter, it's a must. It's a compulsory. Why do we take that, give it to boys, yet we can't give the same to women? Why can't we give it the same to girls? And taking my way back to leadership, our former president.
Thank you, Honorable Abdurrahman, for your strong points. Now to the opposing side, Honorable Ibrahim.
Thank you for this opportunity. Honorable Abdurrahman, you asked for evidence. Here are evidence from the Standard newspaper. Woman held for stabbing her boyfriend to death in Umoja. Police have arrested a 29-year-old woman after stabbing her boyfriend, and he was found stabbed to the death this weekend 15 times. And you also asked, why are we here? Let me tell you why.
Order.
Because no one is equal right now, when none of us are having a good time. Women, yes, there are some injustices to them, but they have people fighting for them. You have the UN Women, the Association of Women Rights, Equality Now, Women for Women International, fighting for them in every country. Who's fighting for men? I don't.
Yes.
And although statistically, women are more vulnerable to stress. We can all agree to that. They are more vulnerable to stress. But they can easily get over it. But for men, let me give you this. About 10 to 17% of all men go through major depression.
Honorable Ibrahim. Now, if we have any questions from the audience, you can raise your hands up.
Ask the opposers this question. If you say that principles of gender equality and equity should be promoted for a just society, why in every country the head of a household is considered a male?
I would like to direct my question to the proposers, and that they say that female are stronger mentally and male are stronger physically. But what if the today world needs people who are stronger physically, not mentally, to do things that people who are strong mentally can't do?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My question goes to Professor Said. My question is this. What, did you forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he created Prophet Adam alayhi salam, Eve, Hawa was created from the rib of Prophet Adam. You forget that one. I need someone to tell me why are you saying they are equal since Allah created Adam first, a man. So I want a clear question from you.
I have a question for the male. When women are pregnant, why do male people run away? When you said that male are stronger physically and women are stronger mentally, what about Albert Einstein, who was the smartest person in the world?
Thank you. Now we start with the opposing side to answer the question.
My friend, you said that women are pregnant and men run. Where is that happening? Where is that happening? For all the social and loyal men, it's not happening. Those are those crooked.
Thank you, Honorable Hashim, for answering that question.
Yeah, welcome.
And now to the proposing side, Honorable Marwan.
According to Ahmed's question, he asked, what is our new generation requires? They'll say men, but our generation is weak because men don't give women chance to prove them wrong. According to an article which Barack Obama said, our former president of United States, by the University of the State of Ohio State University, quoting the former president of the United States, it states that, I quote, I'm absolutely confident that for 2 years, if every nation in the world was run by women, you will see significant improvement across the world. My fellow Ayman.
Thank you, Honorable Marwan. Let me now call our adjudicator, Honorable Dawood Mohammed, to finalize our debate.
Mr. Speaker and the members of Parliament, I greet you again. Assalamu alaikum. Because time is not in our side, I would like to invite our timekeeper to tell us the time taken for every participant.
Thank you, Honorable Dawood. Mr. Speaker, members of the Parliament, I greet you. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to state the time taken for every representative. Starting with the proposer side, Honorable Suleiman, overtime. Honorable Marwan, over 2 minutes, 16 seconds. Honorable Adan, overtime. Honorable Abdurrahman, overtime. And now the opposite side, Honorable Ibrahim, overtime. Honorable Hashim, overtime. Honorable Nahil, overtime. On the objection time, Honorable Hashim took 1 minute 59 seconds. Honorable Suleiman, 1 minute. Honorable Nahil, overtime. Honorable Abdurrahman, overtime. Honorable Ibrahim, overtime. Thank you.
I would like to say the weaknesses and the areas of strength of each team. I would like to start from the proposer sides. It seems that all of you performed well and weaknesses are less. First and foremost is the participation of every member in the objections. I won't explain more, I'll be just stating them. And The second one is improve your audibility to some of your members. Your areas of strength are you have a compelling and strong evidence. The next one is use of variety of sources to represent your arguments. Your arguments, they are derived from variety of sources. You have well-arranged logic and constructed arguments and no contradictions among yourself. So the opposite sides, your weaknesses, you need to have strong evidence regardless to the proposer sides, and most of you went overtime. That means your arguments were not logic and well constructed. Your areas of strength are under style and rhetoric. The opposite side's argument was entertaining, and your arguments were supported by most of the audience, meaning your points were relevant. And also most questions went to the proposer sides. The runners-up have 79 points, and the winners have 86 points. Now, the runners-up are... Wait a minute. The runners-up are the proposers, definitely making the opposers to be the winners. Now, points for every participant was recorded. Points for every participant was recorded, and I would like to start from the last one. Honorable Adan Hassan, 43%. Honorable Sulaiman Mohammed, 48%. Honorable Marwan, 52%. Honorable Nahil Mohammed, 58%. And the top threes, number 3 is Honorable Hashim Naveed with 60%. The second position is Honorable Ibrahim with 65%. And the best of the best is none other than Honorable Abdurrahman Shamsuddin. Order. Thank you, Honorable Dawood Mohammed. Thank you very much for taking your time to participate in this first debate. Congratulations to all of you who did research and came up with good points to make this debate a success. You're all welcome for another session next time. At this juncture, let me now take this chance to call upon our teacher for the last remarks. Thank you.
I'm so much thrilled, so many thanks. Almost speechless, but I'm very much glad that the debate was very insightful, very interesting. I'm glad to see skills which are very much nurtured in this avenue. As-Salaam, you can clap for yourselves. I'd like to call upon our guest, who is Ustad Aisha, to come and gift the best debater of As-Salaam High School 2021 to none other than Abdurrahman Power!
I never expected these young men to do what they did. Young men, I'm very grateful for what you did. Keep the spirit, okay?
As-Salaam High School has been represented by bright young minds here. The bright young minds who are able to do research, the bright young minds who are able to articulate issues, the bright young minds who are able to go with the current affairs, the bright young minds who are able to shape the world.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All protocols observed. How I wish that this debate could be on monthly basis.
And inshallah, Mr. Steve, we are looking forward to have inter-school debate, inshallah. With bigger schools, not smaller ones. Thank you very much.
I've really enjoyed having a debate with you, and I can assure you about 5,100 people are listening in.